Listen, dear one, I am not the answer. I mean, in the story, Jesus is the way. But it's a story. The way is always God, not the messenger, not the one who sent, but the one who sent him. Don't fall in love with Jesus. Don't fall in love with the messenger. The message is that God is your heavenly dad. God is the only one who's truly able to be your eternal, perfect, wonderful friend. Not Jesus, not your husband, not your angel that's come to help you. Certainly they are a blessing, but they are not your God. And your only happiness is to be devoted to your God, not one of his helpers, not one of the other children. We're children. What are you going to do? Have all the children all married to each other? That's not on. We're children. We love playing, but the security, the devotion is to God. If you do anything other than this and devote yourself to one of the other kids, they're not up to it. I've found such consistency in my experience here. I've had 3 wives, and in truth I've been devoted to more individuals than this. But they're children. They cannot be what you truly need whilst they're children. And the adult in heaven is devoted to God. And then the relationships with the other children are always right. But if you cannot put God first, but you put man first, a husband or a wife, well, they're not up to it. They can't be what you need. Only God. And you can't be what they need. They may think, you're the answer. And they may be desperately unhappy when they find you're not. Until they find God. And the relationship to God is not this exclusive. You know from the beginning, he's God of all. How could he just be your God and not love and care for all the rest of life? Surely he's more noble than that. How could you be devoted to someone who makes you the favourite and leaves all the others out? That would be terrible. And he's all wonderful. God doesn't need to do that. And if he has the dilemma that we have, then our heart goes out to him. Oh my God, I don't want you to be in that situation, Father. May you love us all in the wonderful way that you do. And may we, in each of our individual ways, somehow be your joy and your reason for living, Father, always to our blessing, because of you, dear one, Heavenly Dad. The first commandment is, thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, soul, mind, and strength. Not the man or woman that lives next door and can come into your life to take God's place. It was God's place from the beginning, because he's our dad, our parent, our mum. That's the answer. The answer is the first commandment, to be devoted to God. For that's their answer too. They can be devoted to God. And the two of you are devoted to God. The trillion to the power of such, without end, are all likewise utterly devoted to God. And in being so, are perfect friends to each other, brothers and sisters, or as in heaven, not male or female, perfect friends, because of the goodness of God and our therefore devotion to him. Don't let anyone come between you and God. I am a renunciate. I think I've come to a point of realizing that. You may say, well, it was very easy for you, Marshall. It's 77. Yes. Of course, from the sexual point of view, I'm not interested in that anyway. And I put that out the way as was required in marriage. Because like my first wife, she wasn't an automatic sexual partner. I mean, she just wasn't. And I knew that, and I didn't want to hurt her. And if she loved me, I could be celibate. If she loved me. And so she, in what you might think of as her handicap, of not being too interested in sex, that was my blessing. I turned to God for the solution. When she didn't love me as well, that was just too much. Why am I there? Not that I left her, of course, because I'm faithful and true. Just waited for God to do something. In the end, he did. And she divorced me, of course. And all the havoc that is, that I might learn, and not just me only, of course, all of us might learn, to put you, Heavenly Dad, first. Love you, Dad. Thank you, Dad. Thank you for all these divorces and breakups. May we love you with all our heart, soul, mind, and strength, in accordance with the Jesus story. That's a remarkable story, you know. not to infer from it that we're all to go out and crucify ourselves. But yes, the old view has to go that we can be devoted to another child and still be putting God first. No. We're devoted to God. That makes our relationship and makes us a true blessing to others. A true blessing. Not by marrying every other we come to, of course, but by being a true brother and sister in our love of our Heavenly Dad as our priority. And while we're focused ever on Him, we will be an eternal blessing to others to do the same. Does that make sense to you? Can you grasp what I mean? And the goodness of such? That we be true friends, true brothers and sisters, true friends in eternity. It's actually because our devotion is to God, and in consequence, we always do what is right with one another, which includes, of course, helping them towards knowing God in this way too. Those who have ears to hear, let them hear. Bless you. And if you've stuck with me this long through 3,000 recordings, well, you've probably got ears to hear. Goodness gracious. Thank you, Heavenly Dad.